Welcome to the Soul Health Mentor podcast with Nadia Kraus. Learn how to move your awareness out of your mind and into your heart so you can embody your divinity, experience joyous peace of mind, and create your most vibrant life by opening to receive your soul's sacred medicine.
Hello, beautiful soul. Hello, strong heart. Hey, brilliant listener. Welcome back to Soul Health Mentor Podcast, where we talk about out of your mind and into your heart wisdom and all things happy, healthy, healed, and wealthy. This podcast is about your embodiment of soul health and purpose. We talk about all of your bodies, your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, your spiritual body, your soul, your light body. We talk about the life experience that we all want. We all want physical health and happiness. We all want emotional well-being and balance. We all want mental calm, clarity, and focus. And we all want to live a life on purpose. One of my soul power mantras is I am healthy and bounding with vital life force energy to live on purpose. Now, you can't tell me that there's someone out there that's going to say, no, I don't want to live like that. I want to be sick and I want to feel diseased and I don't want meaning in my life. I don't need purpose. I do not buy it. I do not believe that. And that's why I'm here. Last episode, I talked about how it's not you, it's your environment. We have been born into an environment that isn't conducive to who we naturally are at soul level. From a very young age, we get conditioned to be anything but ourselves. And it starts with our emotions. And I'm not saying that this conditioning happened in a malicious way. Not at all. Of course, we as a species had to survive, and it just took certain societal conditioning to function, to survive. But I do believe that we are living in a zeitgeist of spiritual awakening and awareness, realizing that there is such a thing as soul health and purpose. There is such a thing as being happy and healthy and healed and wealthy on all levels. Absolutely. And in this awakening, we have to strip the conditioning and the environments that aren't conducive to our prospering, to our thriving, to our blossoming, and our flourishing. So I talked about that. I talked about how it's not you, it's your environment. And then I promised you that I was going to take you through a guided process. And that is this episode. If you haven't listened to episode number 81 yet, I invite you to do so and then come back and listen to this guided process. So I'm going to start us off officially. In this week's episode of Soul Health Mentor Podcast, I take you on a journey so that you may create an environment where you can thrive on all levels in body, mind, heart, emotion, spirit, and soul. Unfortunately, we are so used to environments that are depleting, that don't nourish, nurture, and support us, that we cannot discern what is an environment where I can thrive. And that's why I'm going to take you on a journey. I promised I would do it, so here I am. In this guided visualization, I am going to take you on a journey that is a process. This process will help you connect to your spiritual body, your mental body, your emotional body, your physical body, as well as your heart's wish and soul desire. Your heart's wish and soul desire is also something that in societal conditioning does not get nurtured, nourished, and supported. If you wanted to be an artist as a child, or you were dancing around in the living room telling your parents that you're going to be a dancer, at 3 years old, it's cute. At 12 years old, it's no longer cute, and you might have experienced the conditioning of a belief system that is called the starving artist, the belief system that a creative spirit cannot survive or make money on this earth. That is a belief system. And having experiences like that as a young child or teenager is a type of conditioning. So it's important that we talk about all the bodies, but it's also important that we talk about heart's wishes and soul desires. We're going to play a game, and I want you to play the game Imagine If. You know how good we were at this game as children. We played Imagine If. And the innocence, the part of us that wasn't conditioned to believe that we cannot have what we require, desire, and deserve, but the child in us believed, of course we can have what we want, of course we can imagine. So I want you to go to that place of the inner child, that innocence, and play Imagine If with me while you hold your adult self, your monkey mind, your rational mind, your conditioned mind, the mind that might be yelling at you, telling you that this is humbug. I want you to hold yourself to a standard of grace, not perfection. So let's just begin by imagining the perfect day. A day where you feel a spiritual connection in whatever way that shows up for you. And you feel this spiritual connection and presence in your heart throughout your day. A day where you are making time to find a pocket of silence and stillness in all of your activities. Just a moment to stop, slow down, breathe, and listen to your heartbeat. I want you to imagine that during this divinely perfect day, you have access to tools of healing and empowerment that can support you when you are feeling confused and lost. Because let's get real. A perfect day doesn't mean that you are perfect. You are human. And being human means that we do have times where we don't feel connected. We feel lost and confused. But I want you to imagine that you have access to healing and empowerment tools that will help you find clarity and direction. You know how to apply them, and you do. I want you to see yourself as someone that becomes aware when you are feeling disconnected from your heart and spirit, from your heart and soul. I want you to know yourself as someone that knows how to access your intuition when you are in need of direction in your life. Take a moment to pause, check in with monkey mind, check in with the inner critic. What's the volume? Is monkey mind and the inner critic rather loud or just kind of in the background? And you have the consciousness to direct your monkey mind to say, hey, wait a minute. Listening to this podcast, this is my time. It is my time for soul health and purpose, for heart and soul, for out of your mind and into your heart wisdom. You are not the boss of me. And then you carry on. I want you to see yourself as someone that can feel when your spiritual body wants to give you insight and helpful information. It's that nudge, it's that whisper, it's that really soft voice that monkey mind is so quick to silence. you are someone that allows themselves to stop, slow down, breathe, and listen, so you can open to receive these divine downloads that are looking to come your way. Imagine how this connection to your heart and soul creates the possibility of an internal environment where your mental body can return back to balance anytime it needs to. So as I said, monkey mind is not the boss of you. And when you allow yourself to drop out of monkey mind and into your heart, you experience something that I call divine mind. There is a sacred neutrality in divine mind. So I want you to imagine this balance in your mental body now. It feels harmonious, clear-intentioned, focused, able to concentrate, calm, serene, receptive, observant, disciplined, non-judgmental, non-critical, intuitive, wise, intelligent, still, positive, in tune with divine will, centered, quiet, peaceful, happy, and content and satisfied in the now moment, in the present. Imagine yourself able to utilize your mental creativity to support your health and well-being in a generally relaxed way. Creative problem solving is not a problem at all. Creative problem solving is actually looking for the solution in your creative thinking. Imagine yourself using soul power mantras and affirmations as a healing and empowerment tool to quickly regain your balance in self-regulation. You're using these soul power mantras to self-regulate. I shared one of your soul power mantras with me at the beginning of this episode, and whenever I forget that I am creator being that has the responsibility to take care of all of my subtle bodies to create and form my life experience, when I forget that, when I'm confused and feeling lost, I use this soul power mantra. I am healthy and bounding with vital life force energy to live on purpose. And sometimes your purpose in the moment is to stop, slow down, breathe, so you can listen. Listen to your heart and soul for guidance. Imagine what it would feel like to rarely experience mental anxiety and insecurity. Imagine your communication with yourself and others open and harmonious. Imagine how your life would change if you allowed yourself regular time outs in sacred self-care and soul care so that you can listen to your intuition and follow its guidance. Imagine yourself being comfortable with the full range of human emotion, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the glorious. Imagine finding yourself in this space of sacred neutrality. Imagine that there wasn't an emotional charge. There's no emotional charge when you use your consciousness and your awareness to become the silent and neutral observer. It's you taking the higher vantage point view, imagining yourself like a bird on a tree, the bird's eye view. And then the silent observer can observe. Oh, I'm really angry. I'm really triggered by something. And I personally always get triggered when my boundaries are overstepped. It is not necessarily said, but it's done in energy, and I will feel this rage bubble up inside of me because I was disrespected and I was energetically walked all over. And if I allow myself to take a minute to step away from the situation, to find a moment to stop, slow down, breathe, and listen, so I can become the silent observer in sacred neutrality, then I can work through my feelings and I can honor that my feelings are guidance. That anger, that rage is sacred because it's pointing me in the direction of taking better care of myself. How do I feel? What do I need? Do I need support? That is a healing and empowerment tool that is called a strong nurturing cycle. Ask yourself, when you are feeling negative emotions well up inside, ask yourself, how do you feel? What do you need? Do you need support? And then speak your feelings. So imagine yourself in the space of sacred neutrality more and more each day because you are learning to use tools, becoming a silent observer. Then you will start experiencing a state of acceptance. Not that it's okay how someone is behaving, but the acceptance that it is up to you to teach people how to treat you. It is up to you to put up healthy, rock solid, sacred boundaries with a firm no and a firm yes. And then the state of acceptance in consciousness and awareness becomes harmony, becomes balance, becomes wholeness, becomes integrated wholeness. And this integrated wholeness makes your human experience deeply satisfying. And when I talk about integrated wholeness, I talk about happy, healthy, healed, and wealthy. It is your birthright. That doesn't mean that you have days where you're feeling unhappy. That doesn't mean that you don't have days where you're not feeling rich, but rather feeling, scarce, like you're missing something. It also doesn't mean that you're always feeling healthy and satisfied and healed. No, it doesn't mean that at all. It just means that everything is welcome in your daily experience while you are anchored in trust and harmony, practicing forgiveness, self-forgiveness first. And when you can forgive yourself, you realize that forgiving others is an act of self-love, because holding on to grudges and resentment is like holding onto a hot coal. The only one that gets burnt is you. Imagine your sacred self-care and soul care practices helping you decipher what truly gives you a cheery disposition, what helps you experience bliss and tranquil serenity. And that's going to be very individual. It's very subjective. It is two people can both look at a sunrise and have different emotions about it. So it's really up to you to figure out what gives you bliss and tranquil serenity. When you are at peace with what is in the moment, when everything is welcome, every single feeling is allowed, then you hold the key to happiness, because you can find joy and divine perfection in that moment. You can find it in absolutely everything if you are looking for it. And if you are looking for it, it then has the potential to turn into a buzz of magic, heartfelt gratitude from deep within. When you consciously choose to navigate the inner world of turmoil and negative emotions, when you learn to befriend them, you can heal and you can change your circumstances and life experience. You can move yourself up the emotional scale of consciousness and spiral up instead of down. You can tap into a limitless supply of joy. It does, however, and I'm going to be real here with you, it does take facing your shadow self. In light work, there's always shadow work to be done. It is the yin and the yang, and it is not either or. It is and. Light and the shadow. So it's not about one thing being bad and the other good. It is about integrated wholeness. And I'm here to tell you that you can face your shadow self, which will help you cultivate happiness without toxic positivity. And I even created podcast episodes for you about that. Have a look at podcast episode, not look at, have a listen. Have a listen to podcast episode number 44, which is called Let's Talk About Shadow Healing. Have a listen to podcast episode number 27, which is called How Do You Transform a Challenge into a Victory? And lastly, listen to podcast episode number 16, where I speak about 3 things you can do to cultivate happiness without toxic positivity. Because there's this whole movement about love and light washing, things that are ugly, that are horrendous, that are not great in our world. And it's not about gaslighting negative feelings, situations, and circumstances. It's about healing and empowerment and integrated wholeness. It's about doing the light work and the shadow work. And lastly, in this process of showing you an environment of soul health and purpose, I want to share a poem with you that I wrote back in 2010. It was a poem about the dream my soul had for me. The dream was to be anchored into an ideal environment so I can have this reality, this way of life that I wanted, a way of life where I would prosper, flourish, and thrive. And the poem is called I Have a Dream. I have a dream, a beautiful woman's body, a body temple, strong, sensual, lovely, radiating health, well-shaped, powerful legs, core strength, gracious curves, firm bottom, defined arms, sexy back, a body dancing like a fairy, with an aura like a star, full of light and love. I have a dream of more vigor, more power, light-filled nutrition, full of nourishment, life force energy, and vitality of cells filled with light and love. I have a dream of a body that dances, moving in joy, grace, and beauty, a spirit rich in laughter, full of creativity and flow, crystal clear and brimming with creative power, calm and cheerful, a soul that shines onto others with her light, to inspire, empower, and uplift, to ignite someone's imagination, to spark a life full of light and love. I have a dream of a company, a light-filled company, full of love. There is light and love in everything this company does. Whether these are seminars, audios, videos, books, internet presence, company coaching. This company manifests light and anchors love in this world. This company builds light bridges between people all over the world. Utopia exists within and begins with light and love, with light and shadow. And this company knows that. I have a dream of a friendly, loving, smiling world full of respect, reverence, and an abundance of love for the people, the animals, and Mother Earth. A world full of prosperity, wisdom, and riches, full of wealth for all, radiant health for all, lived freedom for all, and loving relationships globally and in humanity. I am doing my part for this dream. I'm becoming the change that I wish to see in this world. I am the temple. What is your dream? Do you have a dream, a whisper? Something that is secret, that you don't really talk to anybody about? Maybe you dream of a life full of happiness and more than enough money. Maybe you dream of a beautiful body exuding radiant health. Maybe you dream of discovering your spiritual gifts so you can share your divine wisdom with the world. And maybe you dream of that ideal soul partner and soul family to laugh and love with, to go on an adventure with, living out the adventure that is your life. Life is meant to be enjoyed in joy. Whatever you may wish for, I'm here to tell you that you can create this internal and external environment for yourself to experience the embodiment of your soul health and purpose. Your soul health is the divine potential that lives within you to live your life to its fullest capacity. Yes, it does take shedding your skin to grow a new one. Yes, it does take letting go of the old to welcome the new. And yes, it often does take the time to cocoon for a little while so that you can transform yourself from the inside out into the beautiful butterfly that soars. And I'm here to tell you that the magic of transformation is absolutely possible. I am here to tell you that I wrote a book about it. It's my book, and this book is called The Magic of Transformation, Igniting and Manifesting Soul Desires. I tell you my transformational journeys, 18 years full of transformation. And at the end of every chapter, there's reflection questions that help you connect to your soul's dream, to your story, to your medicine, your miracles, and your magic. Yes, you can absolutely ignite and manifest your soul desires. You can self-actualize your soul's dream. Yes, yes, yes. And if you would like a coach, guide, and mentor to accompany you on that transformational journey, I call this journey a fire and a water path. It takes both fire and water. It takes both feminine and masculine. It takes both light and shadow. So if you would like someone on your fire and water path of transformation to help you manifest the dream your soul has for you as a guide, like a tour guide, a travel guide, I want you to know that I'm here for you, and you can find me, Soul Health Mentor, Nadia, on Linktree. So if you just Google Soul Health Mentor on Linktree, you will find me, and there are many different things you can explore and discover with me. Go have a look, You can also find me on Facebook if you search for Nadia Shana Kraus. Nadia is Nadia, Shana is Shana, Kraus is Krauss. And message me. Let's connect. Thank you so much for being here. And next week, I'll be talking to you about how you shed that old skin, how you let go of old things to welcome the new, and how you can cocoon for a little while, which is basically sacred self-care and soul care, making time for sacred self-care, soul care, and you time. That's what I'll be talking about in the next episode, which will be broadcast on the 20th of August. Episodes drop every 10th, 20th, and 30th of the month, and the following day I drop a bonus episode in German on the same topic. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Soul Health Mentor podcast with Nadia Kraus. If you like what you heard, please subscribe, rate, and review at Apple Podcasts or wherever podcasts are playing.